Oh, we're live. Fancy.
Hey, hey, hey. It is Wednesday, October 25th. You are chilling with the conversation. Today we have a full list of dockets, a docket to go through. We have like
Mm-hmm.
10 or more stories. So we're going to try to get through these stories. We have some special guests with us here tonight. I know we're all going to have a lot to say, so let's just get right into things. First off, I want to welcome Shaq, our OG, back.
Good. Thank
From,
you. Thank you.
Woohoo!
welcome back.
Yay!
If you just
Happy
want
to
to
be
take a
here.
little time and just tell the audience where you've been, what's going on with you.
Oh man, I have been sick. I was very sick. I actually ended up in the ER.
Mhm.
And I was knocking on death's door, and it was looking like I was going home to meet. That I was going to glory with my mother. And then I went into the ER. A CT scan later, I had an emergency procedure, and then they took me in, and then I was in the hospital for a couple of weeks. And I don't know if y'all know, but they kick people right out. My cousin had open heart surgery. They sent him home 3 days later. So I was in there about 2 weeks. I'm gonna get a bill for $72 million. And yeah, my first grandchild is owed to the hospital here in Atlanta. But they took really good care of me, and I went from looking and feeling like death to looking like myself right here. And the best part about it now is when I go into my follow-ups and they look at me like I'm a walking miracle. So God is good.
Amen.
I am strong.
Amen.
But the thing that I really want to impart upon all of us is I'm one of those people. I take care of people. That's why I'm so well taken care of. During the time in the hospital, my best friend moved into my house and took care of my children. My other best friend took over the business of my life. Calling people, dealing with my job, my career, everything. So my life fell into place and my village filled in, and I'm grateful for that. And that's because I take care of people, so people take care of me. But the thing that we should always remember is that often we are the emotional center of our existence, right? And if we do not take care of ourselves,
Mm.
and not take care of our ecosystem. And so I just had to do a lot of soul searching about my commitment to other people. And I had to ask myself, why is that commitment not extended to myself? Right.
Mm.
If I love everyone else and I'm there for everyone else and I'm such a, I'm so committed to being a good mom and everything, why don't I give that same commitment to myself?
Yeah.
So self-love is ever evolving, and I think we learn new lessons all the time about loving ourselves. And so I had to learn a lesson about loving myself, not just self-care, but self-preservation almost, because
Mm.
I was sick for quite some time, and instead of taking care of me, I continued to do what I was doing, and I thought that made me strong. But what it did was almost killed me. And so let my very strong reminder be a reminder to you all to take care of yourselves. You are the most important thing in your life. It's you, because you keep the ship afloat. And
Mm.
so, yeah, that was tough.
Yeah.
I had a whole day in the hospital crying and asking myself, why don't I love myself enough?
Wow.
Where did I drop the ball here? My first therapy session out of the hospital was, you know, why am I dropping the ball on me?
Mm.
So, you know,
Yeah.
friendly reminder,
We
you are
are
important.
we're very glad you're okay. When I got the call, I didn't um I just went into freaking out mode. We were all really worried about you. I didn't tell anybody the severity of what was going on because it wasn't my story to tell. But I'm just glad you're okay. I'm glad that you have a village down there that's helping
Most
you,
people did
mom.
not know. Actually, most people will probably find out watching this. It wasn't. It was kept in a very tight circle. Just because we just didn't have the bandwidth to tell the world. I went kind of dark on social media and stuff, and I haven't used anything. I've really just been recovering and recuperating, and again reminding myself that I'm the most important thing. Never mind this blog, never mind this career, never mind this business, never mind, none of that matters if I'm not here. And so it was,
Amen.
yeah, it was a wake up call about what really matters. And what
Yeah.
really matters is me.
Well, we are glad to have you back, and you're looking good. And
Yes.
I do look good.
Yes.
Yes, honey. The pink is rocking, honey.
Pretty in pink.
Molly
Also-
Ringwald could never.
Also joining us tonight, we have one of our new co-hosts, Natasha,
Hello.
from Grand Rapids, Michigan. Me and Natasha go back probably like almost 15 years.
2009.
Okay.
2009.
Ooh,
Yep.
we showing our age on here
Yeah.
today.
Oh, I wasn't born yet.
She was an intern. She was an intern for an after-school program that I ran. I assisted running. And we met then, and we've been Facebook friends all this time. And I know she likes to keep up with what's going on in the pop culture world. And I've always valued her opinion. We used to sit and gossip in the office back in our work days about celebrity gossip. And I hit her up one day. I said, I'm looking to take our show in a new direction. I think you are one of the people who can help do that.
Yes.
How about
I know. I got the endorsement.
this is actually the second time I hit her up. The first time I hit her up, we kind of fell through, and then I said, let me go back around and ask her again. So this time I think she's ready. So Natasha, if you just want to take a few minutes and just tell our listening audience a little bit about you and take the floor. Go ahead.
Sure. So I am a mommy and a wife. I've been married for 9 years next
Okay.
week on the 1st.
Congratulations.
Congratulations, honey.
Thank you. I have a 4-year-old, and I also have 3 bonus kids. They are all grown. So my husband was crazy enough with me to start again. So my husband is a truck driver, so I'm a trucker wife. So that's a whole different ball game in itself. And then I am a Medicare, Medicaid social worker. So I work with seniors and helping them with their Medicare and their health care coverage. So right now we're in the middle of open enrollment, so everything is crazy. But it's my passion. I actually have my grandparents' wedding anniversary tattooed right here because they were like my best friends.
Aw.
So that's my passion. I love what I do. And I'm just a mommy out here, and that's about it.
Well, that's enough.
Well, we're excited to have you. Everyone, she's really nervous. So let's just, wrap our arms around her and help her get through these first couple of shows. And I'm sure you'll be a pro in no time.
I'm sure.
Yeah.
So
So welcome.
Conversation.
Yeah.
Basically. Basically.
And we have a brother from another mother, Darius. He's joining us again tonight for some conversation. How you doing, Darius?
Hi, everyone. It's been a long day, long day, but
Yeah.
I'm hanging in there. This is my second live today.
Oh, wow. Well, thank you for coming over and making time for us. We really appreciate it, and our audience appreciates it as well.
Thank you.
Let me see what's going on with Marcus down here.
He won't get up in here.
I'm
He
trying.
won't make it.
There we go.
Hey, y'all, the internet is acting wild and crazy up in this part of South Florida. I'm back.
All right, so let's get into this docket, you guys. Like I said, we have a lot of stuff to get through. We might be skipping some things for the sake of time, but let's start off with this gentleman right here. So, Florida state lawmaker Joe Harding, who sponsored the state's controversial law nicknamed "Don't Say Gay," was recently sentenced to prison for basically collecting COVID-19 pandemic small business government loans. The former Republican rep pleaded guilty back in March to several charges, including wire fraud, collecting over $150,000 in pandemic relief funds, and earmarked for small businesses. As many know, the Economic Injury Disaster Loan Program was designed to provide economic relief to small businesses. However, some took it the opportunity to rake up some extra funds. As a result of Harding's alleged crime, he was initially looking at a maximum sentence to 20 years, but was handed down only 4 months in federal prison.
What? Only 4 months?
4 months.
White
You're not
privilege
surprised,
its finest. Let that be a black man do that. Man would have got 25 years plus probation plus blood work plus A, B, C, D, E, F, G.
Yeah.
Damn shame.
Not the blood work.
But you know, one thing I will say, he looks like he's gonna have a lot of fun in prison for these 4 months. That booty hole looks like it's ready to get fucked.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
I swear.
Yeah. Go ahead.
We're gonna have a good time.
I cannot.
I think I think that was a slap on the wrist. I also think it was it sucks because they're still penalizing other black people who got these loans and they're giving them 10, 15 years.
In situations like this, it always comes down to who you know and your resources. That's just capitalism at work.
Yeah.
And he's gonna be right back in his position when he gets out.
Sure.
Anyway.
Yeah.
Pulling another stuff, pulling another scam.
Yeah.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
And
Doing
ain't no telling what he's already done in the past. He's a pro, clearly.
It's just so sad how even people that are still getting arrested for marijuana charges are getting 5-6 years, and this motherfucker got 4 months for federal court.
Yeah.
What lawyer did he know? What judges was he chilling with? I mean, this is white privilege at its perfect finest. I mean, how did this guy get 4 months?
What we need to be doing is finding out that law firm he went to and seeing if they do any pro bono work and sending some black folks that way. That's
right.
What we need to do.
Darius,
back they don't.
What you say, Michael?
I always want to bust somebody bubble. Did nobody ask you, Michael?
Not that I would know, but they don't.
Darius, do you know this guy at all?
Only that he was the author of that legislation.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, I don't feel sorry for him, and on to the next case.
Later, Queen. Enjoy your time in prison. From one queen to another.
Speaking of queens,
no, he did. Speaking of queens,
that's the queen I want to crown.
Dwight Howard admits meeting a man on Instagram to hook up, denies lover was assaulted or forced into a threesome. So let me read you guys a little bit what's going on. A man named Stephen Harper has sued the former Lakers star Dwight Howard for assault, battery, and intentional infliction of emotional distress and false imprisonment. Howard denied he sexually assaulted a man he met on Instagram and was asked to the court to dismiss this lawsuit, basically. According to court documents obtained by RadarOnline.com, the NBA legend has admitted that he did meet the accuser, Stephen Harper, on social media in May 2021, but none of his claims are true. In his lawsuit, he said Howard told him he was into freaky stuff and that he'd asked for Harper to send him explicit photos. The ex-NBA star said Harper came over to his home on July 21st, 2021. Howard admitted they went to his bedroom, removed their clothing, and engaged in consensual kissing. In the lawsuit, it also claims that Howard surprised him by bringing out a man dressed as a woman. Harper said the man called himself Kitty. The suit said Howard then ordered Harper to his bed. Harper and Kitty were involved having sex with Howard and basically said this is all consensual and everything else is true. Now, I do give him props for saying that he was with this man because I think other NBA players would have denied. But at least he came out and said, yeah, we did have sexual.
I don't give him props.
What'd you say?
I don't give him props. I said this earlier today, and I'll take this from my brother King Jives. You never let somebody else tell your story and control the narrative. Mm-hmm. Knowing that he is a famous person, he is a person of influence. First of all, anybody he would be dealing with. Honestly, he should have had them sign a non-disclosure agreement to protect himself. But if it came down to somebody threatening to expose me, I will out myself before I let you out me and
Absolutely.
control the narrative.
Absolutely.
They've been talking about the
But
white.
they've been saying he's been gay
for a
forever.
long
Like,
time.
this isn't the first guy that said that they fucked around.
He
So I
has
don't
had
think this was
plenty
really
of time to take
I don't think
control
this
of
was
his
really his
narrative.
coming out moment per se. I think that he was like, you know what? All these niggas keep putting this out. I might as well just go ahead and say it before another person comes out. So you're right. He did come out before the story, but I feel like he kind of had no choice at this point.
I mean, he had no choice, but
He
I mean,
had
but
no
here's my
choice.
thing. Here's my thing. Because he initially denied even knowing the dude, even doing anything with the dude.
Yep.
Now he's coming back and saying, well, we met online, we had
Yeah.
consensual sex. So now you have allowed this person to put this whole narrative out here.
Yep.
They're
And now
controlling it.
you're backpedaling.
Yep.
Now you're admitting after saying blah, blah, blah up front. Now you're saying, well, we did meet. Well, we did engage in consensual sex. My thing is, this stuff has been out about you for the longest, but and when he got the hint, because I don't think he's not even an active NBA player anymore, right?
He is
No,
not.
he's not.
Nope.
So my thing is, when he got the hint that this could go live, first of all, this is why people of influence and stature, you have to protect yourself. You cannot just be out here meeting people online when
That's
you know
true.
you got more to lose because they target you because they know you're.
But he knows better because he put a gag order on Royce when they came when
So
she was on
honestly,
Basketball Wives.
anybody he
And
was
Roy's
dealing
been
with,
saying this.
they should be signing some
Yeah, he
paperwork.
been telling on him.
Exactly.
Royce
And
has
he's
been
had
telling on
plenty
him
of
since
time.
Basketball Wives. Since Basketball Wives, Royce insinuated that he liked getting fingered up his ass.
And
So that just opened up the
he
whole
put a
door to
gag
everything else.
order
Yeah,
on
he
her
shut her down.
quick.
I'm with Darius.
Yes.
He's had plenty of time to take control of his
exactly.
This is his fault.
And he just never did. And now
honestly, he wanted it to come out. Honestly,
I think his ego got a part of it too.
No, I think this one was undeniable. The screenshots was too strong, and he just knew he had to do something. But it's disappointing.
But you guys, haven't we seen this? Haven't we seen this story before where people have denied, and still have and came out of the closet? At least he has said. I give him props for saying, you know, what?
I wish he would have come out on his own terms, like on his own, like, hey, you know what? I'm Dwight Howard. I'm gay. This is blah, 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 blah. Instead of, hey, you know, I'm getting embezzled. Like, they're trying to get money from me. Let me just go ahead and say that I suck dick.
It's been going on for too long. The rumors, the talk about Dwight Howard has been firm, and it's just been out there too long. This feels like too little, too late. And,
yes, JoJo.
And it feels a little guilty to me. So
I'm ready for the other guys to come out that have been attacked by him in this cross-dresser. I'm excited.
Well, you know, I always lose interest in people coming out when they come out after they're no longer at the top. You know, like he's not even active in the NBA anymore. It's kind of like it just
Well,
good for him, I guess.
He can finally live in his truth. So that's one good thing about this. He can finally truly be his gay self and not have to worry about the paparazzi.
I know he's trying to get back in the NBA.
Here's the thing.
Hold on, you guys. Everyone's talking at once. Darius, go ahead.
I think the thing that we have to understand is this is a man for many reasons that hid his sexuality.
Yeah.
It could be because he was a basketball player. It could be maybe because as a black man, he maybe grew up in a culture that it was not okay to be that way. I can relate to that. So if you are raised and ingrained with certain beliefs and practices, it's hard for you to go against that grain, even as a grown man. You have to deprogram yourself.
I'm not knocking him.
Especially if you're somebody of his stature that really has something to lose.
Especially when he became famous.
Yeah. I'm not knocking him. I'm just yawning. Here's the better story. He is still trying to actively get back into the NBA. He was just playing, I think, over in one of those Asian countries. He is still viable as a player. Is there any chance of him getting back into the NBA or playing overseas after all of this?
Not while this is going on.
Right.
I don't think anyone
I think that's the real story.
No, this case needs to be clear. This case definitely needs to be clear before anyone even touches him to play on a professional team. Asia, America, Latin America, yeah.
And that's too bad because he can clearly still throw a ball.
But you know what? We innocent until proven guilty. I don't think he did it. I think the guy's trying to use him for money and trying to get some fame. So Dwight Howard, come over here and play basketball anytime you want.
All right,
that's right, baby.
Okay,
Come over here and dunk.
moving on. We gotta move on.
Dunk these cakes.
We have a lot of stories about people in our community tonight. Moving on to another member of the community, Jussie Smollett.
Baby.
Jussie Smollett has just checked into rehab please let me finish, you guys, for an undisclosed reason. However, a statement from a representative from Smollett read, Jussie has had extreme difficulty with for the past few years. He has quietly been working very hard for some time now, and we are proud of him for taking these necessary steps. But on the other hand, the Ostendario brothers have come out and said that they find it very interesting that he's now decided to check into rehab, especially because he's on the verge of his appeal being decided upon. I think they said, in quote, I think anyone with a brain can find this a little suspicious. Who are we to say that he does not need help? If he think, first off, just having the guts to go into rehab is big props. I give him. So
what guts?
No way. Why is he going right
before
his case is almost
There's
over?
no guts here.
Isn't that what they do in Hollywood? You got to.
This is all part of the PR stunt.
This is all part of the
inpatient. He's not in an inpatient rehab, by the way. He's in an outpatient rehab. So the internet's making it seem like he's at some center working on himself. He's checking in at 9 a.m. in downtown Chicago and going back home and doing whatever the fuck he's doing. So don't give into this story. It's
Caitlin says, "Good. I'm glad he's seeking help. It will be beneficial."
His court case.
Michael, what do you think about this?
Honestly, I'm going to take the other side of this one. I have a lot of compassion for him. You have to remember, this is a person who, as a grown human at the top of his game, made a horrible choice and told some really stupid lies. And he's been paying for it ever since, right? And I think kind of coming to terms with the reality of torpedoing all of your fame and fortune single-handedly, right? That's a process. I think this is a step in that process. The timing is whatever. I don't think a judge would really resonate with him going into rehab really strongly one way or the other, to be honest with you. But I'm happy to hear that he's getting some help. He clearly needs it.
Natasha, what do you think?
This is a stunt. I don't think that he is getting help. I really don't think that he is actively seeking help. I think that this is all a stunt. I am sick of him. I am tired of him. I'm tired of them brothers. This has went on way too long. This has gotten way more attention than it really needed, all because of a stupid lie. And has it even come out like why they even did all of this? Because
no,
it was to get a raise. Yeah, it was to get a raise in the show, if I recollect. He was asking to have his pay increased to like Taraji's level. And he was using it as some type of weird leverage, and I'm not sure why.
Yeah, and he was the show was canceled shortly after that. So
he was fired off the show. Yeah.
Okay, Shaq.
I think I do relate to something Michael said, which is this thing where he torpedoed his career. I think people of color are not often shown grace or forgiveness. This is not to say that I agree with what he did or that it's okay, but I am saying that we have to be the best of the best. I always say to people, anytime you see a really successful Black person in the room, they're probably smarter than everybody in the room, because we have to be above and beyond in order to even get through doors. And so when we see them make mistakes like this, right? Yeah, it sucks. We hate it. But if you do your time, you should be able to get back out there. And what happens in our community with people of color is we make mistakes and then we're gone, or we lose everything, or we're the butt of jokes, or and so thinking about it from that angle, I have a lot of empathy in that way. I don't agree with what he did, but I believe that he should be back to work and life should go on. And that's probably not going to happen for him or most people of color when they screw up. So,
but he keeps stretching it out. He keeps stretching it out. And honestly, if he would have just went to rehab
a little bit. Do you remember when he went down at the height? The Empire was it. That was chaotic for him. I do believe he has suffered greatly.
He definitely did spiral. But if he would have actually sought help right away Right after all of this happened, he
Instead of
would have been
parading
able
around.
to
It's a
salvage
lifetime of
and
therapy.
recover his career quickly. But
There
the
is no
fact that he
recovery.
keeps on dragging this out, that's where there is no recovery, because he keeps dragging it out instead of disappearing for a while, getting some help.
I think you're giving him too much credit. I do not think that we can get anything back.
Marcus, what do you think?
You know what? I think that he made a huge mistake. This is a huge stunt right now. The only reason that he's going to rehab is because his court case is coming back up. Do I think that if he does, like Natalie says, disappear and just give the public some time to not think about him or be oversaturated by his story and those guys, I think he can make a comeback. I mean, he's already directed 2 movies, you know, and I disagree. I think that the Black community loves putting its stars up in pedestals, loves tearing it down, but they love a good retribution story and they love putting them back up. So I think that they'll give him a chance. I think that he comes back, and I think that he'll be all right. He'll never be the empire star that we know. He'll never be booking things like that, but I think he'll be okay.
All right, Darius, do you have anything to add?
So I think we're conflating 2 different issues. One, there's the issue of what he was accused of doing, and then there's the substance abuse issue. He has a documented history of substance abuse that is separate from the incident of what happened in Chicago. Honestly, he's no different than white men who commit white collar crimes. He's a person that has a certain level of influence, and he's dragging it out just like they do. So I don't fault him for dragging it out. His life is on the line. His freedom is on the line. I would use every means at my disposal. I would drag this out until the cows come home. If it means that I'm gonna stay free,
I'll be out there kissing.
I don't fault him for that. Now, I do think, because he is a Black man, and I personally am a fan of his. He is gifted. He is so talented. His sister's talented. I mean, and I think we as people of color, when we mess up, the it's like the wrath of the universe comes down on us.
Yes, it does.
Where for our white counterparts, they get a pass. We just talked about a man that got 4 months for committing fraud.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, whereas a Black man would have did 5, 10, 15, 20 years. So I think we got to have some. What he did was stupid.
Yeah.
But I think we have to separate the issues, and I think we have to learn to show our brothers and sisters some grace.
And then we are also still talking about a Black gay man, y'all. And as we know,
there are not a lot of famous of us.
As every box we check is like another piece of our influence getting snatched away. So,
right.
I mean,
well, good.
I want him to do well.
Yeah, me too.
He just better not pull another
I want an
stuff like
album.
this
Why
again.
don't we make some music?
Well, I hope. Let's move on from this. I hope he's getting the help that he needs to get. And I wish him all the best of luck. Moving on. As many are aware, Khloe Kardashian and Tristan have had a very toxic relationship. He has cheated on her more than twice. Once of when she was pregnant. Now, if you watch the Kardashians at all, you know that he has now moved back in the house with her. They're co-parenting. And Kris Jenner, her mother, has suggested that she give Tristan another chance. And she thinks that Khloe will regret when he does move on. The blogs, the comments were going crazy in the blogs because a lot of people were wondering what mother sends their daughter back into a toxic relationship where the young man has cheated on her more than twice, especially once when she was pregnant. So what do we think about this? Darius?
The same mother that's been pimping her children out and that built this big, huge media empire. The same mother that took a porn video that her daughter used, that her daughter did with Ray J, and created a global empire out of it. Now, let's look at the Kardashians and the Jenners. What healthy relationships are in that? Name one Kardashian or Jenner that has a healthy relationship. So is it any surprise? All this stuff is about the brand. They have no healthy relationships in that family, not one of them.
Yeah, this is a story.
You don't see an example of any kind of healthy relationship, marriage, or anything. Bruce turned it into Caitlyn overnight. I mean, Kim went from being an amateur porn star that she got with Kanye crazy ass. I mean, all of them got issues. Every last single one of them. Rob or Black China. I mean, I'm so tired of hearing about them. I wish the whole Kardashian clan would go into the sunken place.
Well, Tell us how you really feel. Natasha, what do you think about this story?
The Kardashian is they are the sunken place. That whole family is the sunken place. And Chris, this is right on brand for her to want her daughter to go back to a toxic relationship because that's all the headlines. That's more children because of course, you know, we don't want our kids to have different daddies. So, you know, they got True and then they had the son, right?
Yeah.
I'm sure she due for another kid right about now, especially now since the baby mama's sister is talking about Kim because Uncle Tristan wants to help with Kim's kids, but not his own kids. So of course, this is right on brand.
Shaq.
Man, Kris Jenner is the greatest entertainer that ever lived. Let me preface all my comments by saying that I do not watch the Kardashians. I don't watch their show. I ain't never watched their show. And I know all the storylines. All right. This woman is top tier entertainment, right? Anything she does is entertainment gold. I bet you none of us actually do any of us watch this show. But we are able to sit here.
I watch it.
I know your ass watch. But what I'm saying is, I don't need to watch this show to be in a full-blown conversation about this show because that's how good this woman is at branding and marketing. All right. So, like, I don't have nothing bad to say about this. This woman is good at her job, right? And her children, for whatever issue they have, are rich. And as a person who is currently broke, I see why they caught up with her because I've been in plenty of terrible relationships with no money. And so a terrible relationship with some money, it sounds doable to me. So I think that this is a great storyline. I think that it's probably going to ruin her children's lives, but they can afford to be ruined. And so,
I have a question, and then I'll open it up to everybody else. Why do...
or whatever her name is.
Why do some of these white girls, it's like for the Kardashians, for example, why they feel like it seems like Kourtney has gotten away from the typical Kardashian kind of, white girl with a black guy. Why do the Kardashians feel like they don't have any options they want in men? They like want these guys to ruin their lives, and they deal with it. Right?
I mean, it goes back to their mother. Their mother started this whole black guy string with cheating with OJ. So, them seeing her with a black man, it just started. They were young when that happened.
Men. What you mean black men is black people are delicious.
I'm just saying, Chris definitely started them with that trend by them seeing her date black men and cheating on like their dad when they were young. So, that just went over into the adulthood. And I mean, it started with Reggie Bush. I mean, Ray J. Kim was dating Michael Jackson's nephew. You know what I mean? So Marcus, she's been dating black guys since like middle school.
Marcus, you are missing the ball here. These people are entertainers, and blackness is the epicenter of American entertainment.
Well, yeah, I mean, absolutely. I mean, they try to be black all the time, so it makes sense. And the kids are cuter if they're mixed.
Yes. Michael, what do you think about this?
This is so fascinating. I'm actually on the other side with this one. I can't even believe I'm about to say that I can see where Kris Jenner is coming from. I would never sit here and act like every true love isn't chaotic at times and that every relationship doesn't have similar types of struggles that they overcome and people stay together. And if we're being honest with ourselves, I bet some of us are in relationships where we've overcome things just like this before, or we've been in relationships where we stuck around a while after and we don't regret it, right? Love is complicated. Life is complicated. There's something to be said about keeping a family unit together. And I think if she's seeing what goes on behind the scenes, maybe she sees that there's still a lot of true love there and that there's a path to healing. And I can honestly say I support that.
Yeah.
Damn, Michael, you won. That
He's
was
good.
Michael, there's a difference between supporting your daughter and a toxic relationship and then publicly being humiliated over and over again in front of the world and being cheated on. Like, would you want... I
wouldn't want my daughter to... That doesn't make sense. I don't know what to say. It doesn't.
Yeah, you love who you love, though. You're right.
Yeah.
Let me tell you, the millions of dollars will console me.
It makes me feel better, too.
Baby, personal chef, chilling in Saint Tropez.
But she already has the money.
them people living good. Forgiveness is a virtue, but when you have money like that, forgiveness is affordable.
Well, good thing about what's good about the Kardashians are they're the gift that continues to keep giving. So we're gonna move on to our next story. This next story really it made me feel some type of way when I read it. I felt kind of a little down. Despite her record-breaking career, Monica says she hasn't really won awards, and she's the most forgotten R&B singer. She says, for all the acclaim she's garnered over the last 3 decades for her her vocal stylings and unforgettable modern classics, she does not boast. The industry does not give her recognition, and some of her peers act like she's less than. A circumstance the diva herself brought to light during a chat with The Shop Uninterrupted live at its final tour stop in Atlanta. What do you guys think about this?
I think it's true.
Yeah.
I think it's true. When you think of top R&B singers, unfortunately, Monica's not thrown into that discussion. I mean, Monica has amazing hits. She has some timeless classics. But does Monica really have those songs that are like, damn, she deserves to be on the Mount Rushmore of like female R&B singers? Because I don't think she does.
Well, let's talk about some of those. We have The Boy's Mind, for which she won a Grammy with Brandy. She has For You I Will, what was one of the longest running singles in '97 for the Space Jam soundtrack. She has So Gone, produced by Missy Elliott. She has The Why I Love You
Anything after 2000?
What'd you say?
Anything after 2001?
She has that
was a hit?
Album called? Yeah, she had Everything to Me. That was in 2008 or 9, I want to say.
Right, but you gotta understand those hits weren't mainstream hits. Those were hits for R&B lovers. Those were hits for people that listen to albums. If you want to be the GOAT, if you want to be the R&B queen diva, you got to have mainstream hits. You have to have hits that everybody can recognize. All those hits that you were saying are hits that people that are R&B lovers, that love Monica, that love that vibe, they're going to know those songs. But Wally down the street that listens to Power 96 is going to know Full Moon over the song that you just said because it was a mainstream hit.
Well, we're not talking about Monica.
She has no awards.
She's talking about her peers. She's talking about her peers don't recognize her. We're not talking about Ed, who lives next door to me.
Well, I mean, if her peers don't recognize her, then they'd be voting for her for awards if she never gets nominated for it.
I'm with you on that, Ashleigh. I do not think that Monica even made an argument pushing being mainstream or anything.
Right. She doesn't
even in her own ecosystem.
Right. And
entirely acknowledged for her longevity. At the end of the day, nobody's saying Monica has the career of Celine Dion. We are saying that Monica is still very much relevant and popping in R&B, and in her fans are still her fans. We are still Monica fans. We will still listen to a Monica song.
Right.
But in the conversation, even just in the conversation within the R&B and Black community, when we talk about our singers, our people, we don't talk about Monica. We still call Brandy the vocal Bible.
She is.
I'm not saying she isn't. What I'm saying is we still acknowledge Brandy, whether Brandy is active or not. However, throughout all of this, Monica has still been out there touring and still is on the blogs and is still doing her thing and still has her
right. And that's what I was going to say.
And we are still not really talking about Monica outside of talking about the
what is there to talk about?
In the Never Been Called No Pain video. She's saying she ain't getting that recognition. We're not saying we need to talk about her at the next BET Hip Hop Awards or something, which we should because Monica is still relevant. We still talking about her and C Murder and all that, but we're not talking about her influence as a long-standing R&B musician, and we're not even doing it within our level. I agree she is correct.
And let me finish this thought because Monica did say she's not complaining because she can go where she want to go, wear what she wants to wear, travel to where she want to travel, and she's not hurting at all. She just would like to be recognized amongst her peers more. And I totally agree. I do agree with that.
We love Monica. We still talking about Monica. We still rocking Monica, but we ain't talking about Monica.
Right.
I don't know what there's to talk about.
What? Man, I'm not gonna shit on commercials.
No, I mean, I'm not a Monica fan, so I'm asking this as a person, as a Monica person. Like, what should her peers be talking about and recognizing her for?
We should be talking about her longevity. Like, I'm 39 years old.
Okay.
Monica is on the soundtrack of my entire life.
Right.
Okay, so why do you think they aren't celebrating
together
her?
And talk about the singers? We probably would talk about. We would probably say. They would say Brandy. They would probably talk about Brandy, and they wouldn't talk about Monica. But Brandy and Monica really are in the same.
They started at the same. They have the same trajectory, yeah. But why aren't they celebrating Monica then? I'm just trying to see what is
I'll tell you exactly why. Because Monica was always the problem child. Brandy was the Disney princess who had the TV show. She had the endorsement deals. Monica was from the streets of Atlanta. She ran with all the rappers. She was a problem. And so that has followed her career even till now.
Wow.
But with that being said, Monica is talented.
Yes. Very.
Yeah. The talent is undeniable.
Yeah. Go ahead.
So Monica is an amazing artist. And I think the thing that I think we touched on it, Monica has never really been considered a crossover artist.
Right.
She's always been considered an R&B singer. Whereas you take Brandy had opportunities to be a little more mainstream and seen in other genres, in movies and in TV shows. Whereas Monica has always just kind of been in the R&B world, which is still primarily listened to by us.
Right. And
so,
that is
Monica is an amazing, like I said, she is an amazing artist vocally. She is amazing. She has stood the test of time. I think she is one of the best. We have a lot of great artists that could out-sing a lot of these big mainstream singers.
Yes.
That are out here today.
Yes.
That are artistically, musically, vocally more talented than a lot of what you see mainstream. They just never had that level of exposure.
Monica is consistent, all right? And we need to be talking about her. And now she's been in the game long enough where she need to be up there with our legends.
But I will say,
is it a question?
Go ahead.
Go ahead. So is it a question though? Is it a question though that we don't talk about Monica enough, or do we just talk about Brandy a lot? Because when you think about Brandy, she's had her singing career, she's had her TV shows, she's done she did Broadway's Cinderella, right? And then she also had the Rodgers and Hammerstein's Cinderella, which was huge. So when we are also having that conversation, because we have mentioned Brandy, but who else was out during that time that we talk about just as much as Brandy? Because Brandy did a lot
about Brandy.
Aaliyah.
Because I don't think Brandy
but Aaliyah
to this conversation. I use her as an example. What I think we're doing is we're failing R&B as a whole. We love R&B.
Yeah.
We miss R&B.
Absolutely.
Right? And so the fact that Monica has remained in R&B and has remained consistent, why does she need to be crossover? We love her. She loves her career. She's doing
and
what
she
she
does.
loves.
And
We as a community, we as a community need to do better by our
think
OGs.
that she is one of the most respected and revered artists within the R&B.
I think that she's one of the most talented, one of the most gifted. Definitely doesn't get the recognition that she should get, but I feel like
have a Grammy or something.
She has one Grammy because of Brandy.
That's the one, but that's with Brandy. But who else was out at that time? We're talking about, within our generation that is still also being talked about that still had a similar career. So we got like Ashanti, but Ashanti is still.
But
we don't talk about her that much.
I put Maya in that category.
We don't talk about her that much.
We don't talk about Maya.
No,
I think we're kind of proving the point. We don't do right by R&B. We need to do better by our people and our singers.
This is also an industry where if they don't see you putting out new content, you're not talked about. It's kind of like, what have you done for me lately?
But Monica is still currently putting out music.
Yeah, it's just not a hit.
But it's not getting traction. It's not getting large traction.
It's only the R&B heads that are downloading those songs, and that's the point that I was trying to make. She can release songs for us all day till the cows come home, but she's never going to get the industry recognition that she deserves or that she wants if she doesn't send bops out to us. She can send a love song to us till the cows come home. But if it's not a bop for everybody else, she's not going to get the recognition she deserves.
Yeah, but I think we need to temper that whole it's not a hit, because like Ski Yee is a hit.
Right.
Hits have changed.
Yeah.
Hits have changed, y'all. So,
right.
But again, it's a hit, which is getting her talked about, which gets her recognition.
I think us grown folks need to do a better job. And in the industry, I think industry people as a whole, they could do better by urban music. How about that? We because urban music,
they try to emulate urban music all the time,
and it shouldn't have to go mainstream to be.
And that's what I'm saying.
Good to us.
Is it more of a thing that Brandy just gets the most recognition out of all of them because she has crossed over and done so much?
She's a total crossover star. She's done horror films, Broadway, live television, her own sitcom.
Exactly.
I would make the argument that everybody doesn't need to be Brandy. Monica's career is beautiful. I just wish that she had more recognition.
I don't think everybody needs to be Brandy either. Yeah. I think that
I don't think Monica was complaining. Monica was just stating facts, which is, hey,
right.
I think she was
people ain't acknowledging that I'm a legend.
Right. And we have to get going because we got to move on to these other stories. But y'all know how I feel about Monica. I rock with her till the end of time. So
hey, she's an angel of mine.
Moving on. So
man,
this was on my social media the other day, and I started reading the comments, and I said, you know what? We need to talk about this. Let me find the story.
It's about to be some foolishness.
Spanking and physical abuse of children does not equal discipline, one author writes. There is tons of data showing that physical punishment is detrimental and never beneficial. There are some parents that will claim I was hit and I'm fine. The fact that you were taught that hitting children equals discipline and you think it's okay and it works shows that you are not fine. Stop hitting kids. And for crying out loud, stop putting this crap on social media. Imagine being the child being hit or made fun of with the threat of hitting. Imagine what might happen when their friends see it, or their friends' parents, or their teachers.
What white person wrote this?
So
clearly,
I'm done.
I think this is a serious question to pose to the group. Do we need to bring whoopings or spankings back into the household?
Absolutely. These kids need a whooping. These kids with technology, I have a niece and nephew. They're currently under the age of 14, 13, 9. And let me tell you something. Sometimes they need a good ass whooping. They don't know I don't know what technology has done to these kids, but a good ass whooping gets them right to where they need. I'm not saying abuse them and tie them up like, a horror film, but a good little whack will get them where they're going. You feel me? I mean, we all got whooped once. I know I can say for a fact, we all grew up in a time where you got whooped and we turned out okay. So I think a little slap or a hit is A-okay.
Well, I commented and I said, at least these kids that were whooped, we know they're not the ones shooting up schools or they're out not 12 years old robbing, stealing cars. And somebody commented back to me and said, so you're saying because all kids who get whooped aren't going to shoot up schools? And that's not what I'm saying. I said that just because back in the 90s or when I was coming up the late 80s, your aunt, your mom, your neighbor, your teacher could chastise you and it'd be okay. Now we have parents are telling teachers, I don't want you to chastise my child or don't tell my child what to do.
That's just crazy to me.
That's why we're having all these problems now, I think. Natasha, go ahead.
No, that's just crazy to me. I definitely, for people that do believe in spanking, that should definitely be a last resort. I definitely try not to with mine. It's something that rarely happens. Am I proud of it? Not necessarily, but it is something that I try to definitely work on. Like, she just got in trouble and she is one of the few Black kids in her school and she happens to have the only Black teacher. And so she will talk to me about my daughter. I was like, I know she doesn't get away with this at home. I know her mom does not let her get away with this. It's a completely different teacher-student relationship that she has with my daughter and different approach that she has with my child and to me as a parent. And honestly, I have absolutely no problem with her getting at my daughter if she needs to. I completely trust this teacher. I definitely see that this teacher is great for my daughter's development. I wouldn't want my child in her classroom if I didn't think so. And there does need to be a certain community around our children because we don't have that anymore. And I'm not part of the not my child generation. Like, oh, I know that was my baby that did that.
We need more parents like you. I want to hear what Michael has to say about this.
This is actually something where my views have changed as I've gotten older. When I was younger, I was firmly in camp, spank when appropriate. I was spanked when I was a child, and it wasn't anything significant or severe, and I have no bad memories of it. But, I always kind of assumed the same rationale for when I got to be a parent, right? That there would be certain circumstances where that would be the solution to the problem, whether it's punishment or to calm it down, whatever else, right? The older I get, I realize, we have a culture of violence. And our children are probably exposed to that day in and day out outside of the home. And it's hard for me to think about bringing anything physical into a home with children when there's already so much that we can't even possibly control or avoid. So I guess I'm kind of a softie on it. I don't know that I would ever do it.
I don't know that I would call you a softie, Michael. I personally am not a fan of corporal punishment at all. It's tough for me as a parent. The few times that I have, unfortunately, lost my cool, it's definitely sent me to do some soul searching. I agree, the culture of violence doesn't work. I think we have a lot of people saying, well, we turned out fine, but look at our world. We are not fine.
Are we fine?
With that being said, are we going to be fine if we don't hit them? I am of the mindset that people are not okay, period. Whether they get whoopings or not. This world is jacked. So I think you do what you have, what you can live with. What I will say though, now as a parent, there are two versions of my parenting advice. There's all the shit I said before I had kids, and then there's all the stuff I did and said when I had them. Like for instance, when I didn't have kids and I was a super aunt, I was like, I would never feed my kids McDonald's. And then I had kids and I was just like,
McDonald's today?
I like some fries. Tomorrow too. Because I'm tired, I'm sleepy. We have to get home. We got to do homework, and I'm depleted. And would anybody like fries? And
my 4-year-old has her Happy Meal memorized.
Right. So that's what I'm saying. So there's who you are before you have them, and then there's what you do to get by when you got them. And so the camp I'm currently in is that I mind my own damn business, and I don't tell people how to parent their kids because I don't know what I'm doing with my own. I pray by mine all the time. I currently have a thing I say where I'll be like, "We'll take it up with your future therapist." I said that to my teenager the other day. Like, I don't know if I'm doing this right or not, and so I don't feel confident telling anybody what they should do. What I tell people is love your children, try to do the right thing, and try not to abuse them. And good luck, Godspeed. I don't want to hear about it. I got my own problems with my kids. So I have a serious side eye for all these super parents who want to tell me what to do. Bitch, mind yours and I'll mind mine. That's where I'm at on it. So all these white people with all these thoughts, they just sound like opinions to me. But that's what white people do.
Darius?
You should do.
So I want to say that there is a difference between chastising your child and abusing your child. Definitely, it's not okay to abuse a child.
Right.
I will say, if you got to beat your child ass to get their attention, because children at a young age have to understand that there are consequences. Yep. They have to understand that you as the parent, what you say is what you said. And you better do what I told you to do.
Like I said.
Because guess what? Because I love you. I love you enough to chastise you if that's what it takes to get your attention. Because guess what? If I don't start teaching you at an early age that you're supposed to have respect for me as your parent, that you're supposed to have respect for grown people, that when I tell you not to do something or to do something, that is what you are to do, then you grow up. First of all, you don't respect me as a parent. You think I'm your friend. No, I'm not your friend. I'm your parent. We can be friends when you're paying the light bill, the water bill, the Wi-Fi bill, the insurance. Then we can be friends. But no, I'm your parent, and my job as a parent is to prepare you for this world. And you have to start learning at an early age that there are consequences. Now, it is never okay to abuse a child, but a child needs to understand growing up, because if you don't teach them early on that there are consequences in life, then when they get bigger, you can't teach them then. They already programmed.
I repeat, I can't say this enough, y'all. There is all the thoughts I had before I had them, and then there are thoughts I had when I had them.
Yeah.
Until you got them, you don't know. And may you never know. Don't have them. That's
all right.
it.
Let's move on to our next story. Let's get through these last few. Recently, there was a video that went viral. A girl's first date took her to Cheesecake Factory, and she thought it was you should never take someone there on a first date. Her and her friends got together, and they came up with other restaurants they would not dare be caught dead at. Applebee's, Chili's, Chipotle, Olive Garden, Wingstop, Red Lobster, IHOP, Denny's, Church's Chicken, Starbucks, bowling, hookah bar, Waffle House.
The fuck they going?
Okay, so let me okay, hold on. Before we crucify this lady,
I'm not about to crucify that lady.
I would agree to some extent when you live in a place like New York, Miami, Chicago, LA. If you pull up at a Cheesecake Factory and we have all these awesome diners who are independently owned, ma and pa little holes in the wall that like authentic Mexican food. Yeah, I don't want to go to an Applebee's. But if you live in a place maybe like,
Kalamazoo,
Don't do Grand Rapids because I got all the taco spots around me.
Yeah, that's not cool. What do you guys think about this?
Some guys don't know like where to take someone on a first date, so they're automatically just gonna think of like a restaurant that they think the food is good. I feel like women shouldn't. I mean, I'm just speaking on my behalf. I think they shouldn't worry perhaps on where the date is and just have fun on the date and get to know the person, and maybe they'll take you somewhere better the next time. I mean, why are they?
This whole conversation has exposed just how mediocre the heterosexual experience is. Right? This whole conversation has exposed just how lost in the sauce these heterosexual men are. This conversation has exposed why so many women have been coming over to my team, because these brothers are lost. I have been listening to these men talk about this on the radio, and they are genuinely befuddled. They cannot believe that somebody would object to going to the Cheesecake Factory. And I'm just flummoxed. Here in Atlanta, there are thousands upon thousands of restaurants, and they are
really so good
and can't understand why a woman would say, well, take me somewhere else. And they're like, what's wrong with the Cheesecake Factory? And I'm like, these are the same men who can't understand and can't figure out why they women say they don't have orgasms. It is for the heterosexuals.
Shaq, really quick, you guys.
I don't think that's fair. Come on.
Hold on, Michael, real quick.
For the heteros.
You guys, we just got breaking news that at least 16 dead after a multiple mass shooting in Maine.
Oh my God.
50 injured, 16 confirmed dead, and there's more fatalities coming in. Lewiston, Maine. The suspect remains at large. We are encouraging all businesses to lock down and close while we investigate. I can't say this town. We'll give you as the story progresses.
Oh, that's awful.
Yeah, so we send prayers.
Y'all know I don't like guns. Y'all
we send prayers out. If there's anybody in Maine that we know, please be safe out there. Michael, what were you going to say?
On the years. Horrible to hear about what's going on in Maine. I would just say I find this list to be totally ridiculous, right?
Mm-hmm.
It is so pretentious. To me, the most important thing on a first date is to like talk to a person and to get to know them a little bit. Really, the goal is to figure out if you want to date number 2, right? Everyone does that in different settings. I can't even imagine going to like a tiny little diner or a packed restaurant and trying to like peacock or flex in some way. You leave the date $500 later, you know nothing about the person, and you're signing up, I think, for a different track on that relationship. If that list had something like you can't cook the meal at your house for a person you're interested in, that is the dumbest shit I've ever seen, and I would avoid anyone that said that like the plague. Wouldn't even consider them.
Y'all are so clueless. Y'all just. With that being said, I think the problem with this conversation isn't. The problem is that it's framed as if it's all wrong, and it isn't. For instance, I recently went on a few dates with a woman who only liked to go to chain restaurants. That's what made her happy. I was mortified, when she asked me if I wanted to go to Olive Garden. I was just like, really? But with that being said, that's what she liked to eat. And so I don't think there's anything wrong with people going where they like to go. I think the issue, how we need to frame this conversation is get to know your person. Right. And for some women, this is not going to work. And if you don't agree, then that isn't the woman for you. I don't think we need to shame women for their preferences. We need to tell people to find people who think the way they think. If you like Applebee's, you need to find you somebody that want to eat at Applebee's, not shame this woman for her preferences. And this woman doesn't need to shame people for their preferences.
Well, the point is, everyone's going to have a good first date somewhere.
Yeah. So
I think the point is people not having good first dates at all. Dating is hell. It's piss and poop and all kind of feces in the dating pool.
Yeah, it sucks. Come sit on my couch. Tay Diggs and Idina Menzel just recently made it privy to the public that one of the big reasons that they broke up were the race issue. They have been together, married for 10 years, together more than 15 years. They share one child. And so the question that we pose tonight, does dating in an interracial relationship cause some strain on relationships? Let's talk about it, because I think this is going to be a hot button issue, and we can't stay on it for too long because we have fashion files. But let's talk about this. Darius, what do you think about this?
I think it depends on the people in the relationship and their views and their backgrounds and how they were raised and how how they consider the opinions of people that they care about and love. I think there's a multitude of factors that goes into this particular topic. So, I mean, I think it just depends on the people in the relationship and how they feel. I mean, I think we like what we like, regardless of what color they are. We like what we like. We love who we love. But we know the world that we live in, and we know we are influenced by society's expectations and demands upon us. So, I mean, to me, it's got to be more than just that. He knew when he got with this woman, she was of a different race. So, I mean, 15 years later, it's a problem now.
Michael, what do you think?
It was a different time then in some respects. It's hard to believe that 2013 was 10 years ago, right? But nevertheless, the culture has come a long way, I think, in the past 10 years. If we're painting with broad strokes as race an issue in relationships, yeah, we'd be fools to say otherwise, I think. But, personally, has it been? Not at all, right? And I could say the same about a lot of people. But, can it be a spectacle? In my experience, yes. I will say people to this day will still turn their head when they see a mixed race couple. And, that kind of attention or scrutiny, depending on the environment, can be really unwanted.
Yeah. I don't know. I think you kind of took some of that out of context, though, because I listened to what she said, and the first thing she talked about was how they met in the theater community, right? And so she talked about how tight-knit that community is and how that community is kind of maybe closed off from the rest of the world, and they're in like their own little bubble. And so that's where they met, and that's where they fell in love, and that's where they did their thing. And then what happens is later on, he becomes more mainstream, and then he was subjected more in his community base. During that time, Tay Diggs was in all the movies that were, in strong black community, right? And so, and he takes off. He's on Essence and all that. And what she was saying was, they were affected by it. And I absolutely see her point, and I remember that time. And back to what Michael said, which is that we've come a long way. During that time, it was frowned upon. It was very frowned upon, and it was hard for him in the community. And black folks kind of took him to task for, like, who is she? And it doesn't match the persona that you selling us. And so I think today, they wouldn't think it's hard. We've come so much further, but back then it was a thing. But I don't think she was saying that it affected their relationship. I don't think it was part of ending it, but because they made it a long time. They were together like 15 years or something. Yeah. But she was saying it was a thing, and I do believe that it was, and I think it kind of always will be if you are heavily marketing yourself to the Black community and you are depending on our support and you lean into us and you're at everything Black, but your home life doesn't match. We saw a little bit of it with Lawrence, old boy from Insecure, because he married a white woman while Insecure was hot, and he wasn't really showing her. We didn't really see it on his Instagram or nothing.
Yeah, she wasn't on the red carpet
out and we was like, bro, what you doing? And so I think it's interesting because often what happens with these entertainers, hey, love who you love, but don't be trying to sell yourself as the next Black Hope and you all this, and then you aren't actively loving within our community. So I can kind of see how that can go with that, but it's
Well, what's he really doing that? He's the actor. He's playing a role. What's he really doing that?
Back then,
yeah, but it's like she said, he was starring in every single Black movie. Like,
yes, but he's an actor. That's what he does.
Hold on. Let's not do that, because if you marry your wife and your wife is white, bring her to the premieres, have her in the pictures. Sell yourself to us, but also be honest about who you are. What happens is when they do this, we do not see these white women. We do not know that that's what their life it looks like. They hide it. They do,
right? Because we're gonna get upset and we're not gonna want to see their movies anymore. Right.
So but I think
own who you are.
I think there's different types of people in interracial relationships. You have people that this is my boo. I love them. I've known them forever. This is just my genuine person. You have other people that their goal is to assimilate to their partner's culture. And so they might love them, but they pretty much have completely abandoned their own race. They want really nothing to do with their own race. That is their goal in that relationship. I think then you have others where I just kind of date whoever. Yeah. And they are secure in whoever their partner is at that time, no matter who it is at that time. And so I think
go ahead.
So I think that it would be dependent upon what their reasons were and their goals were in that relationship personally, for it to really determine how much of a factor the outside world really was on their relationship.
Can I ask a question?
If you sell Black love, be in Black love. If you sell Hispanic love, be in Hispanic love. And that's
but
not.
You know what? But why?
But it's a job.
Why can't it's a job? Someone that
wants to keep his private life personal? It's a job. One movie is a job. When you've been in 13 Black movies and we don't know you married to a white woman, that's weird.
But why can't
I'm not arguing. You know everyone that your people are working with that are married?
I'm just saying.
Darius, go ahead.
Why can't he be someone that maybe just wants to keep his personal life personal? He has his acting, his professional life. Maybe he's somebody, he might not be, but maybe he could be somebody that just wants to keep his personal life separate from his public professional life.
Well, maybe he is, Darius.
Natasha, what were you going to say?
No, I definitely agree with what Shaq is saying. Like, be real about who you are with in the first place. However, I think that goes back to where is your motivation at being with a person of a different race? Okay. And so for that, I think that's where it kind of gets a little muddy.
Now, let me ask this. Hold your thought. Why is it that I don't think white women care one bit if a white man is married to a Black girl, a Black actor? They don't care. Why is it always, and I'm going to say not Black women because it's Black guys too, because I've got it. Black guys, Black gays, and straight Black women always care when one of their own is happy with another race, it seems like.
You know why?
Why?
I'm not saying it's right. White supremacy and hundreds of years of racism, slavery, and oppression in this country. That's why.
Okay, but listen, if I'm happy, I've never, up until Hector, I've only dated white guys and Hispanic guys. I've always gotten blowback from black guys in the gay community. They call me Snow Queen. They say they act like I'm too good. And why does it matter? Why do you care?
Are you a Snow Queen though?
I'm happy with. Why does it matter? Why are you so concerned about it? Like, why is
were you only with white guys, or were there black guys in there too?
No, I've never dated a black guy.
Yeah, see, that's the problem.
That's different.
That's the problem, brother.
And as your friend, I'll give you the side on that too, because how and why?
Yeah. Hey, some people just say everything, and it is what it is. You know, some hoes are just hoes, and you respect hold them. But when you see a pattern is concerning. But you like what you like, baby, and I mean, we love you regardless.
I mean, I love you, friend, but I mean, also,
but it get weird. It get weird. Be like, you ain't never never been with never.
No. I have been with a black guy, but I've never dated. I've never dated. It's never been.
Ashleigh, you so trash. Don't be talking about I've been with a black guy, but
I've never dated one. It's never been my thing.
But you
and you know what? And that's your right. Everyone has their preference in the thing that they love. You know what I mean?
Tell you why. I was brought up mostly around white people. I was the only black kid in my school for like 8 years. So I've always gravitated towards that. I've never really had a lot in common with like black guys that want, I've never.
You just like white men, and that's okay. The issue isn't, I'm not going to fight with people about what they like or their preferences. Mm-hmm. But what I will say is I am weary of people who have preferences, but then want to throw their blackness in my face and then act like they belong and they're supposed to get and they're supposed to do. Don't sell me. Don't sell me a fallacy.
But that's why can't you be black and love a white person too? I mean, I think you can do both.
People, love is love, but what I'm saying
but you can still be black and go down with do your black shit and still love a white person.
You're selling me false narratives.
But what are they selling you? That's who they are.
You don't rock with black people. You know that ain't what you into. But then you want to stand in my face and talk about your blackness and then sell it to me and then act like I'm supposed to be excited about it. But your world don't mirror mine. And so then it look weird. I'm not saying you can't be in a black movie and have a black love interest. What I'm saying is 300 black movies later and you ain't never been with a black woman. What are you doing?
I mean, there's plenty of straight actors that have never been with a gay guy and they play straight roles. It's kind of the same thing.
What I'm talking about is patterns, and patterns are weird. They are. And
I think that you can be an actor and live your life and play a serial killer for 45,000 serial killer movies and not have to actually kill someone or be a serial killer. That's the same thing. You can play black all day.
Everybody wants to be adjacent to blackness, but nobody wants to be black, and it's concerning.
Well, that's per a person's discussion. We don't know what KJ does on his own spare time.
Then it also applies to who we sucking and tucking. You know what I'm saying?
No, I think that you can be as black as possible and still date a white person.
They like us when they want to fetishize us. When they want to have us sexually. That's when they love us.
Well, we can have this conversation all day. Blacks are always going to be fantasized, and we're always going to be fetishes for people. So this is a conversation that's going to be every day. We're deliciously amazing. But the fact is, you can still be a black actor and live your black life and still be married to someone of another race. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, that is true.
Okay.
I mean, clearly he did.
Yeah, but we actually asked that question.
I do not think this is arguing. I don't think this is worth arguing. I think that we are
argument.
We're not arguing. This is the conversation. What the show is about.
Because I'm going to tell you right now, like, and this thing as black people and choosing to be black and to love black and to live black and to be unapologetically black, it is a journey. It can be hard. It is revolutionary. And you don't get to bite off of it when you don't choose to live in love out loud as a black person. If you don't choose to create black, you do not have the same agency as black people are choosing to love black and to be black. And that doesn't mean that you aren't black or any of that. That's not what we're saying. We're just simply saying that you have chosen to be on the outside of your blackness. And if we cry wolf on it, just accept that.
Okay, we can go on all night with that. It's a very interesting conversation. Let's get into some of these looks. We have
right here.
we have Cynthia Erivo and
Wow, beautiful.
Alexander McQueen.
Excuse the hell out of me.
Marcus, what do you think?
Wow, she is stunning. I mean, she is wearing that like a glove. I love the actual like necklace, like the earrings. It's not too much. I mean, she's just beautiful. Tens across the board.
Michael?
Listen, she looks great, but this look to me in general is tired out. I mean, how many pairs of high-waisted underwear and a certain cut on the bustier or bra paired with a see-through mesh or webbing are we going to see this season? This is one of many.
All right,
she looks
Darius?
good though.
I like it.
Okay.
Oh, damn.
She looks gorgeous, and this is definitely timeless.
All right, and Shaq?
Man, I liked it, and then Michael ran her for filth, and I'm like, well, dang.
I was still surprised about this. She looked great.
Well, everybody,
She look nice.
we all have different opinions. Okay, moving on.
So you guys.
This is not just one person, but I thought they looked the best I've ever seen any of them look. The Harvey family.
Wait a minute, this is their best.
Fashion wise, yes. Lori Harvey's in Valentino. Steve Harvey's in Tom Ford Couture Custom. Lori is in. The daughter is in. Marjorie's in Valentino. Lori is in Alexander McQueen, and the son, he is wearing Gucci.
I was about to say something, then I remembered that I have on a damn sweater vest. I'm not even a part of this conversation. Let me show you.
All right, Marcus, what do you think?
You know what? Steve, I love Steve's style personally. I love like his old school like suit wearing style. I love Steve Harvey. He can do no wrong in my eyes. So I love this look for the whole family.
You know, Steve has a new stylist though. His stylists have him looking fly.
They do. Michael, what do you think?
Something about this photo is unsettling to me. Don't they look like artificial intelligence or something, like wax figurines? I mean, the clothes are fire. But the photo itself, I don't know. It's something about it's a little off. Maybe I'm off tonight. I don't know.
No, they rich. They
Natasha?
That's that new. That's a new rich like that. That's
that new black
rich.
money.
Yeah, that's that Family Feud. He owns the right to Family Feud money. That's what that is.
Yeah.
Darius?
I don't like what the daughter has on, but I will say that Steve and Marjorie are, they are very fashion conscious, and I like the rest of it. I don't like what Lori's wearing. But.
Okay, let's move on. We have Kim Kardashian and Balenciaga.
Beautiful.
Marcus, beautiful. Okay, Michael.
Yeah.
It's good. Yeah, I like it.
And Natasha?
I don't like her, but I gotta give it to her. She looked good here.
All right, Shaq?
Yeah, that's fire. That's fire right there.
Darius?
She's in a sunken place.
But she looking good down there.
She looked good. Gotta give it to her.
We have Gwen Stefani was given the Hollywood Walk of Fame award the other day. She was in custom Moschino from head to toe. Marcus?
Oh wow, she's dressed like a white person. I'm so proud of her.
All right. Shaq?
Baby, it looked like my 5-year-old dressed her. But again, I have on a sweater vest, so what do I know?
All right, Mike. Oh.
She looks like a dummy. Yeah, she looks like a dummy.
Okay. Natasha.
This is on brand for Gwen Stefani and definitely giving country with her new boo.
All right, Darius.
I feel like that's his answer.
Yeah, that's my answer.
Okay. Moving on. We have Marlo Hampton in Area.
I usually love what Marlo does. I feel like she always does great, but this is a miss for me. The green boa is just not working with the outfit for me. It makes no sense, and I'm gonna go with no on this one.
That's actually connected to the dress.
Oh,
Area did a lot of ostrich feathers connected to stuff this season. So
I don't know. It's just she always looks so well put together for this outfit. For me, it's just I don't even like the bag that she's matching it with. Like it's a no for me.
All right, Mike.
You know, this I love. This is Marlo's unbroken streak of outfits I love of her. She's an icon. Here's what I think is great about this. Peep the heel. You don't see that color and heights, and so a different time maybe. This is some great 60s references in this outfit. I love it. I love it.
All right, Natasha.
I think if the boa was in a different color, I think that's really what's throwing me off right now. But I mean, it's a classic cut dress.
All right, Darius.
So this is not what Marlo Hampton usually gives, and I think this is a whole miss.
Okay. Going on, we have Lori Harvey and Prabal Gurung.
Ooh.
Marcus.
Beautiful. I mean, it looks like a work of art. She's wearing it so splendid. Like her legs look on point. I mean, it's a 10 for me. She looks amazing.
All right, Michael.
You know, I don't like these really. We had that white lady stylist down here a month or so ago. Remember Beyonce? She's wearing that long sleeved. I don't know. These things are
Marnie. Yeah.
Yeah, Marnie. Yeah. I don't know. This looks like a horror show. Not for me.
Yeah,
okay, Shaq.
Oh, you tripping. My lesbian is tingling, honey.
Okay. Natasha.
It looked like her grandmama knitted her a Christmas present, but I know I'm way too broke to even talk about her outfit, so I'm just mind my broke business.
I'm about to buy her a sushi roll. Hello.
All right, Darius.
So it's beautiful, but if somebody step on the long ass sleeves that she got going on,
pick it up.
Her grandma can knit her another one.
The back of her head real hard.
Her grandma can knit her another one. It'll be fine.
Holding that for her.
All right, going on. We have Kelly Rowland and Moschino.
Oh, Lord Jesus.
God, she is
Marcus.
So beautiful. Kelly is a true timeless beauty. I mean, Kelly with long hair, no one can fucking touch her. This outfit, this cut is beautiful. The black, the white, it looks so elegant. I mean, Kelly is that girl. I love her. 10 all right.
Natasha.
Kelly can make a trash bag look beautiful.
Okay. Shaq.
Oh, baby, the lesbian just died. They came back to life. You hear me?
Yes, honey.
Michael.
Baby.
She looks beautiful. Not a fan of the color blocked heart. That's all I can see. Now
all right, see
Kelly is the Black Barbie. Now, with that being said, I don't like the is that a bustier? What is that?
Yeah, like a corset.
I'm not a fan of that part of it, but the rest I like.
Y'all tripping? I'll pay her light bill.
Okay, moving on. We have
pay a light bill too.
I got one you can pay, baby.
We have Tiana Taylor and Balenciaga.
I'm so over her look. Like, she needs to switch it up a little. Like, I get it. You have beautiful abs. You have a beautiful body. But I feel like she keeps giving me the same look. Like, she's always wearing pants with her stomach out. And, like, I don't know. Switch it up a little for me. It's a great outfit, but I feel like she wears this all the time.
Okay. Natasha?
I definitely agree with Marcus, but she still look good.
Okay. Shaq, what do you think?
I feel like she always looked like the cool person at Comic-Con, and I'm here for it.
Oh my God. Okay, Darius.
Here we go again. Gozer from the Ghostbusters. Yeah, I need her to change this look up.
Cool person at Comic-Con, but I mean she.
Okay, Michael.
I think this is really cool streetwear. Just the right amount of oversized for me.
Yeah. All right.
You know, it look like you don't steal an expensive car. And
our last look, we have Khloe Kardashian and Armani Privé. Marcus?
You know, beautiful gowns. Beautiful gowns.
I was just saying the same thing, Marcus. That's what I was going to say when it came to me. Beautiful gowns.
Beautiful gowns. Beautiful hair. I love the extensions. They look beautiful.
Okay. Natasha?
You know, she actually looks mostly white here. So I will say that she's doing pretty well.
Okay, Shaq?
Beautiful gowns. Just beautiful gowns.
All right, Michael?
Doesn't this just kind of remind you of the Marilyn Monroe dress that Kim wore? I mean...
It kind of does. Yeah, it does give me Marilyn Monroe vibes. Yeah. Darius?
She's beautiful, but she's a Kardashian, so she's in the second place.
Okay. So it looks like tonight you guys liked
Kelly.
You like Kim Kardashian and Balenciaga. Kelly Rowland and Moschino.
Hello.
And Cynthia Erivo and Alexander McQueen. So out of the three, Marcus, who's yours?
I'm always gonna go for my people, Kelly.
Okay. Natasha?
Kelly.
Okay. Shat?
Baby, don't make me sell a lung or something. I'll sell something. You know what I'm saying? I will sell something to kick it with her.
Okay, Michael?
I don't remember liking any of those outfits.
Okay.
I will be a one kidney having bitch. You know what I'm saying?
If I had to pick one, it's gonna be Kelly.
And Natasha, did I already say you?
What?
You did. I voted Kelly.
Okay, so Kelly's our best dressed this week.
Who did you pick, Ashleigh?
My best dress would probably have to be Marjorie in this Valentino. I love that. I just love it. All right, so everybody, thank you for joining. Please like and share. Darius, thank you for stopping over, having fun with us.
We love you, Darius.
Natasha, welcome
for having me.
Thank you.
Everyone, like and share. Please like and share, and tell a friend to like and share. We will see you all next week or the week after. Everybody except Darius, please stay on, and see you all later.
Love you guys. Stay safe. God bless you.
Bye-bye.